ERC721. What is ERC721?
What the hell is an ERC721? I don't know what is a ERC721 either. I don't know to know.
It's a non-fungible token implementation.
What's fungible? I
Or
don't know what
standard.
fungible is. Again, that
Not
word, I
again.
don't know what fungible is.
Not again.
Okay, guys, you guys can move the video a little bit. You guys can rewind it and see what fungible and non-fungible is. So this is non-fungible tokens, NFTs. What the hell is an NFT?
An NFT is a token standard, or it's a token that represents, each unit of it represents a different thing. It's non-fungible, right? That's the meaning of non-fungible tokens. Fungible tokens, like dollars, it doesn't matter which dollar you have. As long as you have $1, you have something that is worth $1. Doesn't mean that if it is this dollar bill or that one, right? Mm-hmm. It's the same thing. And in non-fungible tokens, it's not like that. Mona Lisa is different from Picasso, right? So, and this is not just for art or for those use cases.
Yeah, but
that we
I
see
think
already.
it's the easy. I think it's the easy use case. Is that, for instance, you can have the Michelangelo collection. You can have the Picasso collection, and in the Picasso collection, the different paintings will have different values, so they are not fungible. You cannot swap them around, and everything will be just the same.
You can see it like. If you have an NFT contract that represents ownership of houses, my house is different from Miguel's house. It's not the same thing.
Yeah,
mine is bigger. He's more expensive. So it's different. It's in different places. So
yeah. Imagine tokenizing a real life asset like a house. Right? You can, I can make an NFT for my house. Pedro can make an NFT for his house, and the market attributes it a value, or you attribute a value to your NFT, and they will have different values and
different characteristics.
For the tokens. So swapping those, you won't get in the same state like with the fungible token, that I can give a dollar bill to Pedro, and Pedro gives me a dollar bill, and everything is exactly the same. So with NFTs, that doesn't happen.
Exactly. So this is the most important difference, and that's exactly why they created the standard in the first place, right? To represent tokens that are different.
Why are they creating standards? I don't get it. Yeah, once again, because I don't know, maybe markets want to have a standard interface to communicate with, to get stuff and to operate with the NFTs.
And
so
wallets,
again, it's software. When we are talking about software, the software requires a specific interface in order to communicate with the contract. So that's why they come up with the contracts. It's not like a living person checking, let's check the code for this NFT. And okay, I think it's this function that I need to call with these parameters. No, it's the software doesn't work that way. Software has to be very well defined. So it requires standards. ERC721 is another standard, again, for the NFTs. And I do have questions and doubts about NFTs, about the ERC721.
Let's go.
The first one is, why the safe transfers?
Well,
shouldn't the regular transfer be enough?
That goes back to the ERC20 specification as well.
Why don't ERC20 doesn't have a safe transfer?
That is one reason why, if a standard is not closed enough, humans do human shit. And in this case, when the standards of tokens, generic, the first one, the ERC20 token, whatever, they left one problem open, which is the ERC20 token assumes that every account is an EOA, externally owned account, or controllable by a private key, right? That's usually the wallet accounts are like that, but there are smart contracts, and smart contracts are also accounts, and those accounts don't have a private key that you can use to move shit in the blockchain or in the tokens that you define. So what had the problem that we had in the past is that gazillion billions of dollars got stuck in smart contracts, right? Because people do shitty stuff. They send tokens where they are not meant to be sent. For instance, to smart contracts that don't have a wipe function to clean up the tokens that they received, and they are stuck there forever, right? This is one problem, and this would also apply to NFTs and to all other shit. So since the ERC721 is a much later standard, it already includes those and specifically addresses that functionality of identifying if the receiver is able to receive NFTs, so that they don't get stuck in contracts that they don't implement the interface to receive them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this exists also to ERC20s if we want to implement ERC20s in a safe way, but it's non-standard, right?
So, okay. So exactly what is the difference between the transfer and the safe transfers?
They will check the safe transfer will check if the receiver is a smart contract. And if it is a smart contract, it will check if that smart contract implements the interface, the receiver interface of that specific standard. If they do, then they will allow the send to proceed.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it will fail.
Okay,
beautiful.
Sounds good. Yeah, it sounds good. Sounds very useful.
It is very useful, but the implementation of this, since the standard is so open, sucks. But anyway, that's natural, because we can never think of every detail.
Yeah, and I think most
in the
of
beginning,
it's because of backwards compatibility, right?
yeah.
Okay, so another question that I have is bulk token management. How and why do we have bulk token management in NFTs?
Because sometimes you want to give access to all to an entire collection, like for instance in OpenSea, right? You create a collection and you want to put it all on sale. That's usually the use case for that, right? You want to make gazillion billions of dollars with your NFT collection, maybe 2 Ethereum or 0.0005. You never know, right? So you want to put it all for sale. And in order to do that, if you would have a million NFTs collection, it would require a million transactions to approve all of them, or to enable them to be traded. And that would represent that in order for you to get rich, you would get broke first, right? So that's why.
Okay, so you just do an operation for a lot of your tokens in a single function. So
in a single
that makes sense.
transaction, and that's it.
Yeah, that makes sense. And the other question is, how do we make NFT enumeration?
Well, by default, the NFT token standard doesn't allow us to enumerate all the NFTs in a smart contract. So you would have to go each piece by piece, asking who is the owner and so on, right? So NFT enumeration allows us for that. So we can use the blockchain to kind of index our own collection so that we can have a very basic enumeration of the tokens. That's it. Don't think that NFT enumeration solves all the problems. It doesn't. It's not meant to. It's just a simpler way to get access to all the collection, and probably for front ends to not have to have a backend to index, to have just a simple index of stuff. But if you want to implement a real marketplace, it won't solve your problems. We will have to have them anyway.
It kind of seems pretty basic, and why is it not in the base standard? It kind of
because it is not needed for the most basic use case, and that's probably why it's extra code. And if you don't need to know which several tokens someone wants, someone needs, someone has, then you don't have to use that.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm happy with the ERC721. I have no further questions.
Okay, so moving on. Now we are going to address